Malaysia lost about $26.6 billion to $44.3 billion to illicit financial flows in 2014. This is according to a study by Global Financial Integrity. This means 6 to 10% of the country's total trade of some $443.2 billion was drained, and accounting for a substantial majority of the illicit flows was trade misinvoicing, which involves deliberately misreporting the value of a commercial transaction on an invoice submitted to customs. Some $22.2 billion to $39.9 billion were lost this way. According to the report, in the 10 years to 2014, Malaysia has lost a total of about $287 billion to $430.6 billion to illicit outflows. That's about 8 to 12% of total trade. KWAP has reportedly sold an A-grade office building in Sydney's central business district for a record 340 million Aussie dollars, or about 1.1 billion ringgit. The country's second largest pension fund bought the Exchange Centre in Bridge Street for 185 million Aussie dollars in a distressed sale in 2011, which translates to a capital gain of 84%. According to reports, the building was sold on a core yield of about 4.6% to a Hong Kong-based purchaser even before the deadline for expressions of interest lapsed last Friday. The 20,390 square metre property counts the Australian Securities Exchange as its anchor tenant. It was put up for sale in March. Iris Corp may have a new substantial shareholder, but Felda will continue to hold at least a 19% stake in the trusted ID company. The conglomerate currently has a 21.33% equity stake in Iris through Felda Investment Corp. Iris's new investor will take up a stake in the company via a 10% private placement exercise. But even with this new investor in, Felda Chairman Shahriz Samad says Felda will still maintain about 19% of Iris and that it will decide if it wants to buy more shares in Iris from the market. Meanwhile, when asked about the identity of Iris's new strategic shareholder, its acting CEO Chung Chu Hock said that the company will be making the announcement in due course. According to a local business weekly, the investor is believed to be Destiny Group MD Rozabil Abdul Rahman and former Hong Leong Management co-MD Paul Poh via their investment vehicle Caprice Development. Former top banker Wahid Omar says Bursa needs more listed Sharia-compliant financial institutions to strengthen Malaysia's Islamic capital market. The PNB Group chairman says one way to make that happen would be to create a separate listing of Islamic shares from banking groups that derive a portion of their profit from Islamic finance. For instance, Maybank derives up to a quarter of its earnings from this segment, so since Maybank Islamic Bank is a wholly owned unit, Wahid is suggesting perhaps 20% of Maybank's shares is designated as Islamic shares via some ring-fencing arrangements. Based on Maybank's market cap of 97 billion ringgit, Wahid says this separate listing would create a new class of Sharia-compliant investment instruments worth 9 billion ringgit. He adds that the same could be done with CIMB Group and RHB Bank. Of the 672 Sharia-compliant securities currently listed on the local bourse, only 2 are from the finance sector, namely BIMB and Syarikat Takaful Malaysia. Westports Holdings is among 5 firms bidding with Sri Lanka's Hayleys to secure a tender to build a $550 million container terminal in Colombo Port. This is according to Sri Lankan news portal economynext.com. The other 4 are the Mitsui Group, Mitsubishi Logistics Corp, Nippon Yusen Kabushiki Kaisha, and Tata Realty and Infrastructure. According to the portal, the process of selecting a build-operate-transfer operator for the East Container Terminal was called last year, but it was stalled amid shifting goalposts and fears of corruption. However, it seems that the project has now been revived. The winner of the tender will be announced by the end of this month.